are lifted. Oh, Father, hearts are crying out. We need supernatural rain on us. Oh, let it rain. Our hearts yearns for you, oh living God, in a dry and thirsty land. We need your rain on us. We are gathered here today, lifting holy hands to you. Let it rain on us, Lord. Let it rain. Hands are lifted to you. Hearts are crying out to you. Let it rain. On us, Lord. Rain on us, Lord. Let it rain. I need your touch, oh King. I'm lost without you. As the deep pants for you, my spirit searches for more. Lord, I come before your throne, lifting holy hands to you. Let it rain on me, Lord. Let it rain. Hands are lifted. Hearts are crying out. Let it rain on us. Hands are lifted. Oh, Father, hearts are crying out. We need supernatural supernatural rain on us. Oh, let it rain. Our heart. Oh, the Lord bless you. You are so blessed, so blessed, so blessed. Of course, you're watching Blessings TV. Of course, every Saturday we are here and Sunday as well. And I know that you are doing very well and God is blessing you and your entire family. Now, I want you to tell a friend to tell a friend, call a friend to call a friend, and tell them we are live. Blessings TV, we are live. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live everywhere. Now, today, on the weekends on Saturday, I bless God. I'm home. I love being home. And so I give a shout out to all my family in California, Ontario, California. The Lord bless you. I really, really love you. And thank you so much for having us. I am here in the studio today with an artist. He is not just an artist. This man is multi-talented. And we are going to really talk to him. He's known as John Q, but he's called John Kwanzaa. He's known as John Q. And John Q, the Lord bless you. Now, let's go. Let's it's good to have you.
Thank you.
It's good to be
I feel at home.
Yeah, of course, still at home. And so
Welcome.
you are welcoming yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
The Lord bless you. And so I want, before we do anything else, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm terrific.
Awesome.
Yes, with a positive mental attitude all the time.
Oh, we bless God.
Yes.
Now,
May He be praised.
may He be praised. I like that. Now, let's talk a little bit about music before we do anything
Sure.
else. Now, how long have you been in the music ministry?
In the music industry, I'll say about 16 years.
Wow.
As to how long I've been doing music, that's another whole subject matter. So I've been in music for at least 16 to 18 years.
And how long have you been doing music?
I went to Reverend John Tay Memorial School in Ghana.
Hey,
Yes.
listen.
So
listen, children
yes.
are whether John Tay. John
right.
Tay is like
So
something.
John Tay
I have
material.
one young guy,
Yes.
Sam.
Yes.
He also went to John Tay. Very talented.
Right.
Very talented.
So as a Reverend John Tay student, I went to John Tay at the age of 4.5.
Wow.
So by 5, I was already writing poetry. Because John Tay is mandatory. Started writing poetry at 5, reciting poetry at 5, reciting math in John Tay. We don't write math, we don't calculate math. If you ask me right now, 13 times 13, I'll tell you it's 169. We sing mathematics. We do everything through music. So you read music, you read music. And as a child being sent away to boarding school at the age of 4.5, music was my biggest therapy.
Wow.
Yes. So my first instrument at John Tay, as you know, the piano is the first thing. And try to make sure that every student plays some piano. So I played some piano at John Tay. I wrote poetry. Every poet is a musician. Right. Because poems must rhyme. Music must rhyme.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So technically, I would say I started music at 6. And even my siblings make fun of me of songs I used to sing in the hallway, in the house, in the bathroom. My cousins all make fun of me. I always had some type of melody playing in my head. As to how much sense it made, I didn't know. But everyone enjoyed it at the home.
Wow.
So my cousins make fun of me with that. So music has always been a part of my cells, every part of my body. Everything is musical. Even when you talk, it's got a rhyme. It makes things whole.
It makes things whole.
That's right.
So you only play the keyboard.
Actually, now I play the guitar. When I came to America, may God bless Mr. Jerry Anokuma Hansen, who was a great guitarist. He came here with A.B. Crenshaw in the early 80s. Jerry Anukuma Hampson also happens to come from Cape Coast. Because my father's a Francie, I'm from Cape Coast. He connected with me on that level. He taught me to play the guitar, if I'm not mistaken. In one night, I was already handling chords. So he taught me to play the guitar. He taught me about timing. He taught me how to stay in key. Then I met other people.
That's fantastic.
Gershom Nemhart from Jamaica, may God bless his soul too. Gary Akagari, playing, he'll play the bass guitar, he'll have me play the rhythm guitar since I sing. Actually, playing the rhythm guitar was what helped me to sing, because it helps me to stay in key.
In key, right.
Right. So Jerry would play, I'll call any song, and he'll show me how to play it on the guitar, and he'll play it on the bass. And we would jam all night. It brought me so close to God, because what people don't realize, I also want to give respect to Mr. Phil Black. He's from Brooklyn. He's a Jewish music teacher. And he said this to me, music is the closest thing to God. Music is the closest thing to God. So when I want to get close to God, I get close to God through music. I still hear my mother's hymnals she sings since I was a child, playing and ringing in my head, especially when I'm fasting. So music is mathematical, music is poetic. You could use music to study medicine, you could use music to study law, you could universal language. There are only 7 notes in music, from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. After that, it's done. You go back to A. So it's a universal language. You can communicate with people through music, even without saying a word. Yes. So that's how my musical journey began. And yes, and music has helped me. For whoever is listening to this too, I want to tell you, before you contemplate suicide, before you contemplate giving up on anything in this world, please go close to music. The answer is right there in music. Music makes you, back in the days, even if you get in the Bible, when the Israelites were fighting, there was a band playing war field. It energizes the soldiers to fight. We fast with music. We pray with music. We do everything with music. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity to be a musician.
Listen, the reason why I'm trying to interrupt is, listen, I want you to watch this. All right, watch this.
Love is the greatest thing that makes me smile. It makes me dance. Give me your love. Give me your love. Because your love is so real. Your love is the greatest thing that makes me smile. It makes me dance. Give me your love. Give me your love. Because your love is so real. Give me your love. Give me your love. Because your love is so real. The ways you move, it drives me wild. The ways you walk, it makes me nice. The ways you smile, it makes me smile. The ways you dance, it makes me dance. You sweep me from the bottom of my feet to my head, and every single day I'm needing your love to keep me stronger and moving on. Cause love, as you know, is the greatest thing. Your love is the greatest thing that makes me smile. It makes me dance.
Yes. It's like being at Ivory. Yes. Yes. No wonder Jamaicans like to stay at the Ivory Mountains. Yes. Yes.
Your love is the greatest thing that makes me smile. It makes me dance. Give me your love. Give me your love. Because your love is so real. Mame woda. Mame woda.
All right, and so we bless God. Let's go to our. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Wow. So you have a studio. You have a recording.
Right.
Studio.
I have a recording studio because as you grow in the music, business, it gets to a point where you have to own your own.
Yeah.
Right. Because it becomes hectic and tiring when you have to travel to other people's studios, wait in line, stand out. By the time it's time for you to voice, the energy is probably gone.
That's it.
So that was one of the motivation. It's something we had always wanted to own, myself and my son. But the other biggest part is in our community, there's a lot of talent, but they do not have places to go and record their music. The average kid has to get to Manhattan or Brooklyn to find
A good
a
studio.
good studio. Not saying there are no good studios in the Bronx. I'm sure there are. I'm not in the business of knocking down
That's
what others are doing.
That's it.
But I know for a fact that we are heavily underrepresented. So I opened the 7 Notes recording studio right on 222nd and White Plains Road in the heart of Northeast Bronx. Right. And if you notice, Northeast Bronx is heavily Caribbean. Yes, and Caribbeans are music people. I do have a strong connection with Caribbean people. So the aim is to make a good recording studio accessible to artists in the community. And actually, the Lord is blessing it because not only are artists in the community coming there. Last week we had Mr. Vegas himself recording there from Jamaica. We have big artists coming through.
That's good.
Yes, when Kumi Guitar came here with Bulldog, it was my studio that hosted them for their recording sessions while they were in New York. So having the studio is not just for myself, but it's also to empower the community musically.
That's fantastic.
Because we're people of music.
That's good.
Yes.
Yes, of course we are.
Yes.
Yes, of course we are. But I mean, of course, you are originally from Ghana.
Yes.
Play the music like you Jamaican. Yeah. Play music like you Jamaican. Now, let's put that one on the shelf.
Side. Yeah.
Now, you besides music
Right.
and besides recording,
Right.
you also are into life insurance. I want us to talk about that.
Right.
A whole bunch of people
Yes.
think I am going to live forever.
Yes.
I don't need life insurance.
Yes.
And so, especially those of us,
Our people.
yes, mostly our people. And so, therefore, people die, and then you see their children scombing everywhere just to get
bury them.
money to bury them.
Yes.
Now, but in other communities, it's not so.
No.
Because they know that the other time, the first time I saw this on TV, I'm like, oh my Father. I mean, what are these people doing? Well, I had no idea.
Right.
I was not educated at that time
Yes.
to know that these things are important.
Yes.
Okay, so you see them getting life insurance, and somebody said, I don't want my children to be going through anything when I depart, because everybody one way or the other will go.
Yes.
When I depart, I don't want to put the burden on my children. And so they take life insurance. It is just unfortunate that certain people have taken certain life insurances on people, and they just kill them for them to have the, we won't talk about that. They just, I knew you would laugh. They just kill them, just to have the money. But I want you to educate us
Right.
on life insurance.
Okay. My message is plain and simple. Just like most musicians, we branch to do something profitable for our community. I pinpointed 2 things that are lacking in our community, which is real estate and insurance. In the process of doing real estate, I came to realize that insurance is also another serious issue in our community. There's only one thing we must do in this world, in this life. There's nothing that is certain or guaranteed. It's only one thing that is guaranteed, which is death. It's a very uncomfortable subject to talk about. Sometimes I feel like the bearer of bad news. But would you rather put a roof over your house before it rains, or you're going to let it rain before you figure out putting a roof over the house? The answer is right there. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out. When we hear life insurance in our community, the first thing that comes to mind with a lot of people, oh, I'm going to die and somebody's going to claim the money. Oh, I'm going to die and my children are going to claim the money and live a lavish life which I never lived. Oh, I'm going to die and my wife is going to claim the money and spend it with another man. Da, 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 da. Listen, you don't have to die to claim life insurance policy. That's the first myth I want to dispel. We have so many different types of insurance policies. If you have a family and you don't have any type of life insurance and you're walking around, there's no difference between you and an animal, excuse me to say, because you don't care. You've assumed all the risk by yourself. I'm tired of hearing of friends, musician friends passing away, and we have to go around and beg alms to put money together to bury the person. In other communities, it's not like that.
I want you to hold that thought.
Yes.
We are going to take a break, and we'll be right back. We'll take a break. Let's take a break. Why did the lights go off?
When it's offered to walk,
Oh, automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, can you turn off the heat?
Blessings
We don't need
TV.
heat right now.
Blessed
Thank you so
to
much.
be a blessing.
so that's your technical assistant.
This life insurance thing, my father, my maker, we have to, because a whole bunch of people don't have it.
Anything at all.
And then what happens is this: they are thinking, why do I have to be paying money every month? Why do you have to? And then they die. Look, there was somebody I saw in our community, that I saw, his picture on Facebook, and they were soliciting for money to bury them. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey, the Lord bless you. I am so grateful to have this great man of God here. And today we are really, really, really going to educate ourselves and educate you that are watching us around the globe. That is the reason why I'm asking you to call somebody, tell somebody to call somebody, share this video. Those of you watching us live on YouTube, I want you to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. These are very important. There is one thing, Bible says, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. So a whole bunch of us are putting ourselves, prayer, work. Then after work, what? Okay, we put so much burden on our families. We put so much burden on our children. Now, I am going to allow the professional to talk. Getting a life insurance doesn't mean that you are going to die. The other time I was just telling him on social media, somebody in our community had passed, and guess what they were doing? They were soliciting for money
To
to
bury
bury
the
him.
person, yes. And it shouldn't be so. Because death by itself is a very painful tragedy on a family. How to bury a loved one should be the least of the burden. So, this is what I tell people. You don't have to sacrifice a lot. Sacrifice something little, it wouldn't make any changes in your lifestyle. I do have policies. I do have supplemental policies that are cheaper than the cost of a plate of a food in a month. I do have supplemental insurance policies whereby when you get hurt and you cannot work, your salary gets taken care of. When you're sick and you cannot work, your salary gets taken care of. If you have a big mortgage to pay, you have to protect it. So for my supplemental insurance, remember health insurance only pays the doctor and the hospital fees. But remember one thing that doesn't stop coming is your bill. So if you get confined in the hospital for a month or for 2 weeks, during that time, how is your mortgage going to be paid? How is your car insurance going to be paid? How's your student loan going to be paid? And the list goes on and on and on and on. This is where John comes in. whereby I can figure out your assets, I can figure out your monthly expenses, and I can look at your situation and advise you, especially if you're the breadwinner of that family. You shouldn't be walking around uninsured at all. The least you can do, get a whole life policy. The whole life policy, what qualifies you for a whole life policy is your good health, not your money. Because if you have money and your health is not in good shape, insurance companies don't want you. You are high risk. So lock yourself in now. That's what I tell people. Just take a small amount of a whole life policy. Lock yourself in. As times get better for you, you can always increase the face amount that you want. With the whole life policy too, also, it creates cash values for you. So it's another form of investment.
Oh, really?
Yes. The whole life policy never expires. A lot of our people are walking around saying they have life insurance policy, but the few that have, what they have is a term policy. The term policy expires after the term. All the money that you paid down to the insurance company, down the drain if you don't die. Of course, none of us wants to die. So I tell people, but the term policy also serves its purpose. The purpose of the term policy, there's an accidental death, there's a high amount that is given to the family. Most of us outlive that term policy. I have a term policy that expires next year. I bought it to protect my house, God forbid, with all the life insurance policies I had. When I calculated it, I said to myself, if something should happen to me, my son will be stuck with this house. The government might come and take it away. So let me make sure my life insurance policies are enough to cover everything. There was a $120,000 shortage somewhere. I walked into the bank and I purchased a term policy for $120,000. Next year is going to expire. All that money I was paying $50 a month down the drain. However, I'm glad I did it because I go to sleep peacefully at night knowing that this property is protected. It's very difficult for our people to obtain properties in America. And when we come to America, obtaining a property is part of the American dream. I'm tired of seeing our people living in poor conditions, in neighborhoods that they do not deserve to live in, and building mansions back home which they never even spend a week in that mansion. Many a times those mansions become a funeral home. My fellow Ghanaians, my fellow Africans, my fellow foreigners, please, this is where we came. We came here to build a life for ourselves and our children and our future generation. They say charity begins at home. Let us make ourselves strong here first. Whatever comes out of it. Because I tell you, spend $100,000 and build a house in Ghana. And spend that same amount of money to buy a house here in America. Not knocking down my home country, no disrespect.
That's right.
The value, the appreciation of that property here in America is skyrocketing 10 times more than the appreciation of the property back home. Not suggesting that we shouldn't even build back home, but I'm just saying, take care of first things first. I'm tired of seeing Ghanaian families, a man, a wife, 3 kids living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Grand Concourse where 3 kids are sleeping in a living room. When they have guests, the kids cannot even sleep. The kids have to wait for the guests to leave in order to sleep in the living room. Meanwhile, this couple have a mansion back home. Misplacement of priorities.
I like that.
Yes.
Misplacement of priorities.
Yes.
I like that. Now, let me ask you this.
Yes, please.
There are a whole lot. I want you to educate us.
Yes, please.
The main objective is for you to educate us so that somebody watching us will get it.
Yes.
Because you see, I don't want us to be a people that pray.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I love to pray. Those of you who know me, I love to pray.
However,
But the thing is, we cannot do all the praying and leave poor here.
Yes.
And we want to go to heaven. Yeah, if heaven, of course, heaven is our destination. But if God wanted us to stay there, He wouldn't have brought us here.
Yes.
So we are here to dominate. We are here to take charge. We are here to also have part of that which God has given us here.
Yes.
And so the problem most of the time is not unbelievers. The problem most of the time is those of us who call ourselves born again. That is where the problem is.
Yes.
Because, we are going to heaven. We are going to, but your children, we don't think about our family.
Yes.
The problem is, with all respect, some of us are just pure selfish.
Exactly.
It's just about
Exactly.
me,
Exactly.
myself, and my I.
Exactly.
The trinity of self.
Exactly.
The reason why I agreed to have you here is because there are sons and daughters that are watching from around the globe. You'll be
Right.
shocked.
Yes.
People are watching all the way
Right.
from India.
Yes.
And so I want you to give us a pure education as to why people ought to get life insurance. It
Again.
doesn't mean that you are sentenced to die. It means you are preparing. I mean, we put so much on our children.
Yes.
Bible says a good man and a good woman, for that matter, leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. Not just his children, but his children's children. So that when you depart from planet Earth, your children... The other time I heard something, a man of God says that everybody was laughing. But because I'm a mobile learner, I learn wherever I go. It did something to my brain. When the man says, when you go to certain funerals and you see family members really weeping and children really weeping, they are not weeping
for the
because
dead person.
they are weeping for the
because
dead.
of what they're going to eat.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Because family leave them so much debt.
Yes.
And these children don't know what to do.
Yes.
And they are thinking, how are they going to fix it?
Right.
And we
I
have
remember
some
when my
wicked
father-
family
yes,
members
when my
that are
father-
also fighting
yes.
you for the property that your
Yeah.
father left.
Right.
So then
when
what
my
happens to
father
the children?
died, my mother wept so much. And after the funeral, my brother asked her, Mom, why were you crying so much? This man didn't even care about you that much after all. My younger brother was my mother's heartbeat. And my mother said, I was crying for you guys. I was crying for how I was going to feed you guys. Because even though my father was a wealthy man, he had multiple wives. My mother was not the first wife, so he left us with nothing.
Wow.
Yes. I was only crying because I loved him. Yeah.
Why are you
So-
tearing up?
Because I'm speaking from the stomach. Yeah.
Wow.
So we need to be able to
Oh,
set
my
our
goodness.
homes straight.
Listen, I want us to take a break. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Oh, mommy, get a tissue.
Blessings TV, blessed to be a blessing. 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 Blessings TV. Welcome back.
Hi, we had to take a break and come right back. I am talking to John Kwanzaa, Mr. John Kwanzaa, but we call him John Q. I like that, John Q. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yes.
John Q. And so we are really here at the studio live, Blessings TV, and I'm talking to John Q. And this is very interesting. I mean, it's an interesting subject we are dealing with, life insurance. Now, continue with me. So, your mom was not crying because,
Right.
but your mom was crying because of you.
Because she didn't know how she was going to take care of us. So what I tell people is, let's not make those mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's leave our children with something. And then at the same time, like I kept saying about life insurance, if you get a whole life policy, the money you're paying in there is your money. In a few years' time, there's cash value in there. So let's say you decide you want to expand your ministry.
Right.
You want to get a bigger space. You can go in there and withdraw some of that money
Oh.
and use it to expand your ministry. Let's say you're going to buy your first home. You need some money for your down payment. If you've been paying life insurance policy based on what you're paying, you should have some money in there that you can go and take. So it's like feeding